Hey, what's going on? My name is Frank John, Janitorial Coach and Hub. We have three commitments at JCH. It is to help you build, grow, and establish your cleaning company by providing you with the tools needed to be successful. I wanted to take a moment out and talk about 6 things that you should really consider when you're doing a walkthrough for a niche that you haven't developed for yourself. Maybe there's a niche that you want to get into. And the reason why I say that is because for the ones that you have mastered or you've become an expert at, it is easier to do the walkthroughs because your experiences have taught you so many things. But there are some niches that maybe you are not a master of it yet. And when you're doing the walkthrough, because you want to impress so much, if you don't consider these 6 things, you might find yourself to be found wanting, right? You find yourself not being successful at the job. It has happened to me, and I wouldn't want it to happen to you. So, in the cleaning industry, there are so many services that you can provide. And if you know me, I'm a big believer in being a master of a niche before you move on. So, assuming a client comes to you, you've never done floor strip and wax before. See, that's not my problem. My problem, for me, I can go to a floor strip and wax and I can immediately tell you how much I'll charge because I've become an expert in it, right? But let's say you came from residential and you're getting into the commercial space and you've never done floor strip and wax before. It will be kind of unwise for you to just do a walkthrough and just give a number. You'll find yourself underbidding. So let us look at the 6 things that I recommend for you to do when you are doing a walkthrough for a niche that you haven't mastered. The first thing is commit to doing 2 walkthroughs if possible. Let the client know that yes, you will come on an initial walkthrough, but I have not yet met a client who will say no to a second walkthrough if you really wanted to get all the necessary details. And the trick to that is let the client understand that you want to provide them a competitive price, a price that works for them and works for you. And you want to do such an excellent job that you want to make sure that you cover as much of your bases as you can. So the first walkthrough is you go and you hear what the customer wants and is looking for. But the second walkthrough is very critical. That is when you go with a team lead, preferably somebody who is an expert in doing floor strip and wax. You should have somebody on your team who is an expert in doing floor strip and wax. They will give you, when you go with such a person, they will be able to tell you some of the things to look out for that you otherwise did not see. They will also be able to tell you the time it will take to clean that floor. Let's say we are still using this example. So on the second walkthrough, you are not in a rush, right? The client has now built a trust with you. You don't want to, and I want to say, do this walkthrough maybe a day or 2 after your initial one because the client is probably looking for estimates from other people, right? So when you do that, and it's very important. Some people will frown on this, but I do not, all right? Because I'm sorry, you don't want to be working so hard to make nothing. And this will give you the opportunity to get your numbers together. Don't give a price. It is very tempting to give a price on your initial walkthrough. Don't give a price. Just go and gather information. It's an information gathering opportunity. And if you get to do the second walkthrough, then you can come home, sit down, sit with it, and give a price that is coherent. A price that meets your need and meets your client's need. So that's the second thing. Do not give a price. I don't care how tempting it is. Do not give a price yet. I mentioned the third option before in the first one. Bring somebody that knows the job pretty well. You know, when I was getting started with floor strip and wax, I had somebody on my team who knew the job more than me. Now I know the job a little bit more than them because I've done it consistently. When you bring such person, they will be able to not only tell you some of the things to look out for. Let's say the floor had shells on it and you think that you can use a buffer to remove the dirt on the shelf. he will tell you the buffer will not do it. Maybe you need a sanding paper. Maybe you need to sand it down a little bit. But also they will tell you how long it will take to do such a floor and historically what they have seen. That will help you with the price. So the third thing is bring somebody that's a team lead and also an expert in that area. You should have some type, you're not the expert of everything, right? You're the expert of running your cleaning business, but you're not the expert in floor strip and wax. Don't trip yourself. The fourth thing is go and get the pricing for the supplies at the supply store. If you're doing a 5,000 square foot floor, you should, when you go to the supply store, talk to them, saying, hey, I'm doing a 5,000 square foot floor, it's vinyl, it is, it's old, I need some stripping solution, I need some wax, how many 5 gallons do I need, and all that. Trust me, that is very, very critical, especially when you're giving your quote. Because you might give a quote that will only cover 5 gallons, and now you have to come out of pocket to get the other 2, right? It is always better to have more than to have less. So go to the supply store and get an invoice, a pro forma invoice, and know your price for your supplies, right? Also, let the client understand your add-ons. You may be doing a floor strip and wax and they may want you to do, I don't know, they have a concrete and now they want you to scrub it. That is not floor strip and wax. That's an add-on. And so let your client know your add-on. If it's not a big floor, of course, you can do it for free. But like if it's an add-on, let them know and include that. And then lastly, and most importantly, after you have done all these aforementioned 5 things, put your price together plus your profit. Plus your profit. And now send it to the client. It is important to know that the client may bargain down. If they bargain down, make sure you have a soft landing. Alright? Look at me and pay attention to what I'm saying. Make sure you have a soft landing. So if maybe your soft landing is 6,000. Maybe you may quote it at 6,500. If they bring it down, you know that, hey, after 6,000, I can't do this job. It is sometimes it is important to walk away from the job than to take a job that will cost you more money. I've been there, trust me. It's not fun. You can make it work. Maybe on my next video, I'll talk about how to make the best out of a job that you have underbidded, because it does happen often than we think. Anyway, I hope this video has been very, very helpful to you. Again, subscribe to our page, like our page, comment, and share. All this information is free for now. Use it to your advantage. My name is Frank John, Janitorial Coaching Hub. We help you build, grow, and establish your cleaning company by providing you useful tools to be successful. Thank you, and see you around.